besides blank check, to make up for my mind and shit, and no tits and shit and kids, I watched Class of Nuke High. And I saw this movie at my friend's house the other day. It was his birthday, so good shit. Thanks to you. And it was about this high school, of course. And there's this nuclear plant built right next to it. That shit happens. And anyway, there's like this leak and shit, and it kills one of the kids. And they try and investigate it. And there's also these like really bad kids. They're called the cretins, right? Like miscretins, but it's like not actually spelled that way. And so they're like harassing everybody in school, and they're really old. Even though they're supposed to be in high school, they look like they're 35 and shit. Like the regular they do in the high school movies and whatnot. And then like they sell these joints. They find these marijuana leaves right next to the nuclear power plant, and so they sell these joints, they have like these nuclear power plant weed leaves, and these people smoke them. They're like, whoa! This one guy who smokes them, he gets his girlfriend and him to smoke it, and everything goes great. He has sex with his girlfriend. You see her tits, big bouncing titties, and later on, he has this weird dream about his dick just growing huge, just like out from underneath in like the sheets and shit. But it's not like a good big because you can't like suck it. It's too big to get in his mouth. Maybe like to get up and kiss it. I don't know. It'd probably like hurt even to do like a sit up and kiss it. I don't know. Anyway, and the chick Chrissy, she would get all pregnant and shit, and she didn't like that. But then when they woke up, everything was fine. Well, not fine because Warren was like, hey, where's my big dick and shit. Anyway, so like more stuff happens, and more deaths and more investigations and more radioactive goo and jizz, and you got to see it to believe it. And even though the critics didn't give it a very high praise, it's become a cult classic. I mean, it's from Trauma, God's sakes, and Lloyd Kaufman, Michael Hurst, and there was a whole bunch of sequels, but this one right here, I give a B plus. There's a whole bunch of boobs and comedy and gore, and it was my first introduction to it, and I want to go back. I want to go back to Class of Nukem High.